All right, that is what you're looking at, man. Alrighty, guys, this is my first time ever cooking a hickory smoked ham steak from Aldi's. Gonna have vegetables, steamed vegetables, and sugar for the steak and butter with avocado and Aldi's Hawaiian stuffing. I know we did a video on this one, but this will be the first video on this here. Let me know, guys, in the comment if you ever made this, what seasonings you use, how do you make it. Let's get this cooking started. All right, let's get things motivated enough for you guys. Again, I've never cooked that ham before. It's hard to even find recipes about them because it's basically they're just cooking it. And that's it. I want to try something different. If I can get this open. I know some people put pineapples and other stuff, but I am gonna try it on a skillet. Wow, this is rubbery. I am gonna try it on a skillet with some special ingredients. Let's get this portion of the meal started, which is the steamed vegetables. I've already got this on medium, trying to get this sucker up. So this has got to get medium. I have it on 5. So let's get that going. Let me get my butter ready. Let me get this to boiling top. I'm going to put that with butter when it's all done. And then, of course, like I said, we're going to kick it off with the Hawaiian stuff. And so it'll be an Aldi cooking day. Okay, this is the kind of cooking that you just can't leave this alone. So this is already up there. I don't want to set off the smoke detectors. So let me get this ham started. And again, I'm using a cast iron skillet. And I guess for the searedness, if I can even get it. Alrighty. Here we go, Sugar Land. I haven't had ham in like this in forever. I swear I just wanna. And make sure you get all the juice in there, all from the ham. That you're gonna leave there from 3 to 5 minutes each side. Again, you can't leave that alone. This meal here, you definitely, like I said, you have to keep an eye on it. Let me get my spatula. I got my butter ready. Oh, let me time it. 126, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. Okay, it's almost there to turn around. Gotta get my heat handle. Again, I'm using a skillet. Bring this up just a little bit. And then we're gonna get ready and flip it. That's coming along good. That's still cooking. Let's hope it tastes good. Alrighty, it's very juicy. I will tell you that much. Alright, so you can have it more than 3 to 5 minutes. Had it on 7. But basically what I'm trying to do is get that seared on the bottom. There we go. Trying to get it. See the searness around the edges, and I'm trying to get it a little bit seared so that it sticks to the pan, the searedness. Yeah, look at, even when I flipped it, all the juice is just... Alright, that's almost done. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter because that is what I'm going to put that on there. It's still steaming. I'll mix that in there. That's looking real good. Get a nice angle. There we go. The crazy thing is, in their video, it doesn't show that juice on the bottom. It shows it dried out. And for some reason, when I flipped it over, more juice. So, I mean, the juice is good because you want the juice in there, but you see how it's not seared on this side, so it's definitely got to stay longer than 3 to 5 minutes. So basically you're searing these to get a little bit of, like I said, of searness in it. Alright, so that's got to cook a little bit longer than 3 to 5 minutes. This here looks like it's should be done. Oh yeah. And the reason I have the butter in there on the bottom is because when I pour this on top of it and over it, it'll melt from underneath, and then I'll spoon it. All right, let me finish that. Alrighty. Get that butter. You guys want to add pepper to it, you can. Some people add pepper. Gonna get this stirred around, and that's still going. All right, now I can smell the ham. I put a lid on here. Now I can smell the ham cooking. There we go. Again, let me know what you guys, seasonings you use, how you like to make it, or the fluid is driving up. I turned it up just a smidge, because again, this is not high heat cooking. This is basically medium, because you can easily dry it out if it's too high. So we'll let that syrup a little bit more, and then we'll get the 6 tablespoons. You can either use 5 to 6. I'm going to use 6. And then, of course, of the sugar, you can use 4 to 6, but depending on how much you like brown sugar, I'm probably going to go with the 5. Probably going to go with the halfway. Not setting no smoke detectors. Everything's looking good. Like I said, it does have a little bit of fat around here. That's going to be the good part. And there's fat in the middle there. I don't think I've ever had a ham like this. I've always had it like a whole ham without a bone, with pineapple. Didn't you make a ham or something one time, or no? Yeah. Yeah. But this was pretty cheap at Aldi's. Something different. This is still considered carnivore here, just this part here. So you just minus the vegetables and minus the stuffing mix. That's a carnivore meal right there. Definitely a good carnivore meal. Alright, and then you see how the gooiness on the bottom, that's what I'm trying to get. You see that gooiness on the bottom? That's what you want, because that's where all the flavor is gonna be. Now in some videos I see that they add orange juice, root beer. I don't know if I'm up to that level. I gotta first see if I can pass this level with just the sweet sugar. I don't know how that's gonna taste. And then when I thought about it, which was too late, was we could have had baked beans with this. That would have been real good. All right, so I'm getting this melted down. Now, if you see if this is too hot, just bring down the temperature a little, because this is the medium part. And that's what you're doing, melting this butter first. And again, it says use a skillet. It didn't say cast iron, it just said skillet. And I've seen people had aluminum ones. I haven't seen one made with a cast iron. Someone had a weird skillet that it looked like the color of this on the outside, but the inside could have been a skillet coated, I don't know. But all that goodness there you want to scrape up too. Butter's almost melted. Let's get the tablespoons. Again, 4 to 6 if you want to. I'm going to try 5. I got this light brown members. This is what BB uses to make her baked beans. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, this would have been good with baked beans. All right, now I want to get the sugar and the butter. And again, if this is too high, bring it down. And I want to get this like a glaze. Now, this is where they say for 15 minutes. Is you keep flipping it over for 15 minutes. And again, they said right now you can add orange juice, beer, alcohol, whatever you want. I guess that's how other people make it in the South, or you got me. Hope it tastes good. Because that would be a wasted piece of ham. When you're cooking, it has a lot to do with praying. Pray that it tastes good. Yeah, you see it's not fizzling, so I gotta bring this up a little bit. Because in the thing, they had this thing turned to syrup. And what's good about this skittle here, it does hold heat. There we go, it's starting to foam a little. Alright, so I turned it up a little to 7, which I have to keep an eye because sometimes 7 can get out of control on a electric stove. But this thing has to get caramely. And I'm trying not to dry out the butter. Alright, come on. There we go. And you don't want to burn the sugar and stuff too, because then you'll have that nasty sugar burn taste. Yeah, I'm scared to put my ham in there. Does not look nothing like the video. But I'm going to take the video's word. I'm going to put that in there. They said even add the juices. Let it sizzle. Now, while it's sizzling, they were showing to put some up on top. But, I mean, this is a big piece of ham here. So. And again, this is for 15 minutes each side. You put it for so many minutes each side, and then you flip it, and you still do this process of... No way I'm going to be able to do it with this spatula. I got to do it. I got to get in there with a spoon. Very small spoon. Oop, I gotta bring it down. I'm starting to smell. Starting to smell a little bit of burny burn. There we go. Oh, wow. That sucker is... It looks like the video, but their concept of putting sauce on top and stuff like that, I don't know how they do it. They must stop the video or something, but that is all I'm going to do. I'm not even going to attempt to put the sauce up on top. Gonna let it cook for another few minutes, but that is it, man. Look at that. I mean, it does look pretty good, but the taste test will tell. But that's how it's supposed to look anyway. Again, if you have a septic tank like we do, you make sure this oil does not go in your septic tank. If you got a city sewer, that's different. But when you have septic, you don't want this grease, this sugar, none of that stuff. What I normally do is wait for this to cool down, and I'll dump that in a plastic container, and then I'll wipe this with a napkin so that there is no oil. You don't want no oil going down your septic tank or any of your sinks and anything. Because like I said, it'll clog the thing, and it'll cost you some money. Okay, that's looking good. Here we go. Oh, wow. All right, let me get this stuff. All right, that is what you're looking at, man. That is a finishing touch. The only thing is that can turn to syrup. I got to keep an eye on that. I don't want that to get hard because that is sugar. And that'll be a pain in the butt to clean. But I promise you, if you have a septic tank, do not attempt to pour that. All right, heat 1.5 cups of water. Now, instead of using water, when I make this one here, I am going to use chicken broth. Because the last time we used chicken broth, it gave it a nice flavor. So, let's try this here now. All right, so 1.5 cups of water, and the last time we made it was with the chicken noodle chicken broth, and that was pretty good. So let's say we have 1.5 cups. Yes, we do. Perfecto. 1/4 cup of a butter stick. Heat the butter to the boil, melt medium, stir, pouch into it. Move from heat 5 minutes. All right, let me get everything. Okay, 1/2 stick of butter. And just to let you guys know that butter is carnivore, but that sugar in there is not carnivore on that ham. So if you're sticking to a carnivore diet, you probably just don't want to put nothing in there and just cook the ham like that, maybe with salt and pepper. But this is a half, which is 1, 4 right there. And get this sucker to a boil. All right, I'm gonna get that sucker to a boil right now. And that's just to show you guys how that sugar, even though the butter is leaving it liquidy, but when this cools down, you want to get this stuff out of here. This you do not want to get hard. And again, if you have a septic tank, you do not want that going to your septic tank. You don't want anything. You don't want toilet paper. All you want is poop, pee, and water. That's it.
That's massive.
That's the one I got from Publix. And we did good.
Twice in a row.
Yeah, gotta be. Now this without the sugar, just the ham, and that, I would call it a ketovore. I mean, avocados are always good for you. Whether you're a carnivore or not, I don't care what anyone says. Avocado with that is good because that is good for your bad cholesterol.
And it helps your good cholesterol.
Yeah. So we're getting that. Now this again is optional. That's butter.
Oh, you heated that up, or is that the last
With the
one?
butter and everything, that should be the last package. And now I'm waiting for this here to do its boiling. Boiling. What's that? Witch's brew? Boiling, something of trouble.
A washed pot never boils.
No, witches make food.
Oh.
They would say boiling. A world of trouble. Come cook some kids. And this was pretty good. But this will be the first time I'm going to try it with chicken broth. All right, that butter should be melted. Here we go. Sorry this video is long, but and people on YouTube are very good editors to make their videos look short. And make the cooking look easy. And then when you try it, they didn't tell you about that. All right, now I can shut it off. See, when you try cooking on YouTube, they never show you that part there. They never, ever show you that part. And make sure you get every inch. There's no powders. And I don't want to use a fork because you can fluff it up with a fork, but this is that special coating. All right. And that is finito. And I can put that out. There you have it. Dinner presentation, avocado. Steak, ham, veggies. Now this is a good dinner for somebody that can eat sugar, exercises, that eats vegetables, and again, because that's a small portion, everything here is all small portion to size. Again, without the sugar, that's a good carnivore with that. You could say carno keto, but that's still a healthy dinner here for someone to look to save money. And they can eat whatever they want to eat, but they don't want to eat a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of carbs and stuff like that. That's a good portion for 2 people there. Hell, that could be a good portion for 3 people if you're not eating a lot. That could be leftovers. Now the taste test. They look like liver. This is the taste test. I've never ever had ham like this, but dun, 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 dun. We will know because she is not gonna lie. She would tell you if my food stinks or not. No fire alarm.
There's a plus.
That is an amazing presentation.
It'll be even more amazing once
there
I
we
hear
go.
my
Look at that.
avocado.
That's what you call a good dinner. Well, we will see if that's what you call a good dinner. Go ahead. Let me have it.
No, it's pretty
We're
good.
trying something new.
No, it's good.
Good as in what? Alrighty.
I mean, it's a little sweet.
Okay. Well, I mean, there it says, you know, give me some of that right there.
Right, here you go.
Again, I know they were saying, like, in there you can add soda to that, like Dr. Pepper, someone was saying.
Okay.
Orange juice, alcohol, beer, whatever. Hennessy. I don't know. But the sugar can be less or a thing, but again, this is trial and error
Yeah,
here.
I mean, it's not bad. It's good.
It is cooked nice and seared.
And you
then
use the brown sugar?
brown sugar with the butter. So you got
Okay.
the brown sugar butter flavor
Okay. All right.
on top of whatever the ham tastes like.
Ham's good. But when you get around the fatty part, you can taste that sweetness.
Yeah, it's like it's like a slight buttery.
Almost like a honey baked ham. If you were to have a honey baked ham.
And then it goes right into the saltiness and the ham is juicy.
Yeah, it's good.
It's juicy. It's not dried out.
No, it's not bad at all. But if you were a person that didn't like that sweet and savory together, yeah, that sweetness might throw you off because you get a little bit of that gristle and it's really absorbed into the
Okay, because
fat.
I haven't had a piece of gristle yet.
Well, you're going to right over there.
Because I haven't tasted the sweet part that you said, that it tastes sweet. I am tasting the butter.
Mm-hmm.
I guess depending on how your taste buds are, was a good amount of sugar to put in there.
I'm not saying it's not.
It's not. I just want to dip some in this sauce here, just to see. No, I'm just curious, you know. All right. When I did dip it in the sauce there, it's a slight sweet taste, buttery, but the salt picks it up, so it's not overwhelming.
Right. It's you got your sweet and savory all in
Yeah.
one.
Now, some people put honey on here
Our bachos are really sweet.
instead of the sugar.
Right.
Now, that butt end that I just took now had a little bit of sweetness, but it's not a sugar sweet. It's a brown sugar sweet. Not a white sugar taste like when you put in coffee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It does have that brown sugar, but no, that came out pretty good.
It did.
I wouldn't mind doing something like this again. I might add a pineapple to it if I can eat, you know, but we don't eat pineapples like that because it's acidy. But I bet you the pineapple juice in here
I bet
would have
it'd
been
be
real
really
good. You know, maybe I would have added a little bit of juice, but like I said, you know, things that you're trying to stay away from, it's just all about eating healthier. But, and as that sugar is getting colder and colder, Again, it's the brown sugar flavor. It's not the white sugar flavor. So when we say sweet, it's not like if you put 20 spoons of sugar in your cup of coffee sweet.
Right.
It's a brown sugary sweet before it goes into the butter and then the whatchamacallit. How did this taste with the chicken?
It tastes good with the chicken broth. It did the last time. Well, I cooked it the last time. So
Yeah, it tastes real good. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Sorry it took so long. If you happen to cook this kind of meal, this is from Aldi's. I definitely would buy this again and try cooking it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this was pretty good. Would I cook this again? Yeah, I would wait a while before I cook this again because I would definitely want to try different stuff with that. And you know what I'm saying? But keeping an eye on your sugar levels too. So that's what I mean about like I wouldn't cook it all the time, but I would definitely cook it again.
Well, you can cook the ham without anything on it, and it's still going to be good.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that for $6.99. All right, baby. Sign us off.
He always waits till I have a mouthful. Okay, guys. So until the next video, everyone take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. See ya.